me, Dr. Janet Roark. I am your friendly neighborhood essential oil vet, and I am here every Sunday around 7 p.m. Central Time. Excuse me. To answer your questions. Oh my goodness. Let me get some water. Hold on. Okay, so if you are hopping on live, let me know if you can hear me now that I'm done coughing, and if you and let me know where you're from and what essential oil you are obsessed with today. If you have any questions about essential oils and animals, or just animals in general, I am here to answer them. I'm here to answer them for you for free on this live stream. So let me know where you're from. Hi, Rachel. Rachel, you need to go into. I've been following your chicken woes a little bit. I've been careful not to post too much, but be sure to go into the membership group. I know you're in there, girl. So there's a ton of chicken info in the membership group. We actually had a really good testimony. This is a good story for everybody while they're hopping on. So we had nationally in the United States a very, very cold spell, probably about a month ago. And it got into sub-zero temperatures in much of the country. And a lot of people have chickens and they don't necessarily keep heat on their chickens. That's pretty common. And so because, we don't want barn fires or anything like that. And a lot of chickens actually got frostbite on their combs and wattles during that big freeze throughout the country. And we had one of our members in the membership group ask about essential oils that they could use for frostbite for their chickens' combs and wattles. And I gave him the recipe for the all natural healing salve. And she started using it with a couple of her roosters that had gotten the worst of it. And she took pictures. It was so great. She posted them today or yesterday. And she was like, I cannot believe the chickens that I used the healing salve with. Their combs look beautiful and they're red and just totally back to normal. And she had a couple that were not as affected that she did not use the salve on, and they still have black spots on their combs because she didn't use the healing salve. And so it was a really good kind of little test of testimony to the healing powers of these essential oils, and that we can use them with chickens and really help them in situations like frostbite, when it's like, well, we couldn't do anything about the frostbite because it was just this cold spell that came through much earlier than usual, but we're able to help that. And so we, if you guys want that recipe, join the membership group. It's over there. And I think I've given it out in my emails a couple of times over the past several years. If you're not on my email list, it's really easy to get on there. You just sign up for the free safety PDF, and that is over at essentialoilvet.com/pet safety. You get a free safety PDF it's like a 17-page guide with all the questions that you guys have about safety and essential oils, like how to dilute and how much to dilute, and what about for turtles, and what about for rabbits, and what about fish if I have fish in my house, or all the myths that are out there about cats and which oils are actually safe for cats, and what do you believe on the internet anyways? And there's not much, to be honest, but the guide is there for you. It's totally free. And I encourage you guys to download that, and you'll get on my email list that way. If you're like, Dr. Roark, I don't like your emails every week. I don't like hearing your stories of success, and I really don't care about your recipes or how to use spikenard with cats. Like, please stop sending me this valuable information. You can unsubscribe anytime. It's totally okay. And it won't hurt my feelings because I don't see that information. I have a team that handles all that stuff. So I love you guys so much. I hope you know I'm just joking. I hope you stay forever. But yeah, there is an unsubscribe button if you're like, I don't want this information anymore. And that's okay too. All right. Okay. Yes. Okay. So the first question is from Wendy. Wendy has a question. What can I use to stop my dog from chewing constantly and losing hair? currently looks horrid. Getting the hair coming back, it starts to come up again, and then catches and the dog chews it all out. So the answer to that is you really need to find out why your dog is itching. Why your dog is itching and chewing and losing the hair. And you'll need a vet for that. So a lot of times it's something like an allergic response. Sometimes it's due to an endocrine disorder. So you'll need some blood work done. Sometimes there's an infection. Like there's a lot of different reasons and for that. But in general, once you know the reason behind it, especially from chewing, they're really itchy. So we have some oils that help with that, soothing the skin, like lavender and Roman chamomile, getting to the root of the cause is going to be pun intended because hair roots. So the is super important, and if it is related to, sometimes it's related to gut health, and so getting them on a multivitamin and a digestive enzyme and a probiotic can be really helpful. But in general, we have some really good skin soothing oils. Copaiba is excellent. You can actually give that internally to dogs once or twice a day, and that can be really, really helpful, especially if it's behavioral related. Okay. Um, Diane, I love this question. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Best topical oils for obese fat pockets on the side of a Friesian horse. So diet is number one. If you have an easy keeper, you want to make sure you're giving them hay via a slow feed hay net. You can wrap that around even the big round bales. You can get smaller sized holes. So it's actually it takes them a little bit harder. It's a little harder for them to eat the food, making sure that they're on an appropriate diet. And then we do have a really good metabolic blend that works really well for topical use that you can try. But you have to address diet. Sometimes if they're on pasture, you do need to do something like a grazing muzzle or something like that. Rachel says the guide is so gorgeous, such a gem. Yes, I did that just for you guys. Oh yes. Carrie says that her internet is bad. Well, my internet is really bad today. So hopefully you guys are actually seeing this because it is, I almost didn't do it. So we'll see. We'll see how the actual stream looks. It hasn't totally conked out yet, but I only have one bar showing on my screen. So it's not super great. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes it's better than others. It's the joy of living out in the country, and hopefully our internet will get better. Robin has a question. She says, oops, let me see. Can I get it to show? There we go. Can I give my pocket pittie Copaiba for allergies and itchies? Yes, you can. So 1 drop to 2 drops twice a day, mixed with food. And when I say twice a day, I mean every 12 hours with meals is usually the best way to do it. So Rachel has a question. My friend Rachel up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. My horse Mia's left eye always has a little discharge on and off. It's very windy here, but it's worse the last few weeks. Her eye is red and has more junk coming out, no swelling. I sprayed some silver in it, and she means colloidal silver. And she's still mad at me. Yeah, they don't like stuff squirted in their eyes. They don't understand that you're trying to help them. Okay, it just feels funny. Oils that I can use around it topically. Yeah, so you can use the anti-aging blend actually around the orbit. Make sure you get on the bony part, not on the soft part. So the bony part, try to stay, a good inch or so away from the eye. And then what you can do is just, since it's one eye, get a warm compress, Rachel. So you can actually get like 2 cups of warm water, put a couple of drops of lavender in there, a couple of drops of frankincense, and then a cotton cloth, dip it in there, wring it out really well, and kind of hold it over there over her eye. And she's probably used to getting a cloth to clean it, but you can just like hold it over there, and it can be very, very soothing. Warm cloth or a cool cloth. You can do either one. See which one feels better. Usually with the red irritated, I like to use cool cloths. And the other thing that might be going on with hers, especially since it's only one eye, is that she might have a clogged tear duct. And so horses' tear ducts, they go from their eye, the exit is all the way down their really, really long nose. So, it's a couple feet long in some cases, all the way up towards the end of the nose. Actually, it's a very, very long, very, very thin tear duct. And so when you have your vet out next, maybe get her teeth done, or have the next time she might be a little, and the next time your vet's out, just talk to them about it and say, hey, can you flush her tear duct? So it's really easy to just flush it. They do have to be sedated for that most of the time, and you just flush it right out, and it'll pop the gunk out, usually towards the eye, and make sure that that's not the issue. The other thing is, especially since I know she's got some pink skin, that would be good to have your vet check anyways, just because those pink skinned horses, light-eyed horses are prone to different eye stuff going on, and having them do a really good eye exam is always a good idea. So so there's some oil options, but also some vet suggestions that would be probably really helpful for her. But keep an eye on it for sure. You're welcome, Robin. Let's see. Do we have any more questions? Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay, this might be really gross for some people, but I'm going to post it. Because this is a good question. So Marie is asking, she said that they have a calf, so baby cow, whose eye had some damage and surgery was done. What oils are good to promote healing overall? So I really like to use a combination for any surgery, after surgery, to promote a healthy inflammatory response, and really just get that skin looking as good as possible, as fast as possible, is a combination of helichrysum and myrrh. And so you can do, with a calf, you can do 6 drops each of helichrysum and myrrh in like an empty roller bottle like this, and then top it off with fractionated coconut oil, or almond oil, any kind of carrier oil, and then mix it together really well. And if they let you, you can even just make this the calf's roller bottle and roll it around on there. But what I prefer you do is actually roll it on your finger and apply it that way, because that way, if they move around, you're not like trying to poke them. They sometimes get scared when stuff like this comes at them, but they're much happier with fingers. And that's the same thing, Rachel, with Mia. When you're applying the oils around her orbit, you'll apply it to your finger first and then apply. They tend to like that a little bit better. So myrrh and helichrysum are really, really good for promoting healing. And you can also give even a calf some copaiba and some frankincense internally to help with a healthy inflammatory response for sure. Okay. So Chell is asking if there's an oil you can use to repel fleas. And for kitties, cedarwood is really, really good. We also have a repellent blend that's quite good. You just need to dilute it out appropriately for a cat, and grab that safety guide, that free safety guide, guys, to get the proper dilutions. But those with when you're talking about fleas, if you're talking about an active infestation, like you have seen actual fleas, it is a multi-hurdle approach that you really need to take, because what you see is only 10% of the actual problem. What it means is you probably have fleas in your environment. You probably have fleas on all your other animals in the house, and also in the bedding and that sort of thing. And so you really need to address like vacuum, and the flea cycle is about 2 weeks so you have to be really, really diligent for 2 weeks through the cycle. So it really ends up being 3 or 4 weeks vacuuming, lots of oils, and I have had people have really great success. And then flea combing every single day, sometimes twice a day, to make sure you get all the live ones that are trying to head for the hills once you start using those repelling oils. Okay. For those of you that are asking about allergies and things like that, there's a really, really good webinar. And also, Shell, in the membership, there's also a really good protocol, like full 12-step protocol for fleas. But for those of you that are asking about allergies, this is not something I can talk about in like a 10-minute live on Sundays. You know, this is a really individualized situation, but I did a full hour webinar on it, and it is available in the membership. The replay is. So I would really encourage you to head over to the membership where all this information is already, and it's totally searchable. You can go find it. You can get immediate access to the portal once you register. So essentialoilvet.com/members, and the portal is on the website. It's on essentialoilvet.com. So you can just search it once you log in and grab that webinar and watch it, because it is something, it gives you the background and why allergies are so difficult to address, but also gives you some really, really good support that you can do both from a food perspective and a digestive health perspective, as well as essential oils that can help with skin soothing, and then kind of just like addressing it from the inside out. Allergies is something that you manage throughout lifetime. It's not something that it's just like, oh, a drop of lavender and everything will be better. It's not one of those situations. It is a managed problem. And you can manage it really, really well with some of the suggestions that I gave in that webinar. It's a really good webinar, totally worth it. Awesome, awesome. Okay. And then we'll end on this one. Oh, Jackie says, is MCT oil and fractionated coconut oil the same? It's pretty similar. So it's pretty similar. Yes, you can definitely use either one of those as a carrier oil. So we'll end with Laura. Laura, it says, what oils can help my cat that has a little cough? I really like cardamom. Cardamom is a really good one for kitties. You can dilute it and put a little bit on the front of their paw. They really like it. Sometimes they'll lick it up, and that's totally okay. Or you can diffuse it. So any of the respiratory support oils, you want to be really careful with like peppermint. It's super strong, but you can use like the respiratory blend or cardamom or cedarwood is also really good for the respiratory tract. So all those are really good. Sometimes I'll do some lavender as well in case the cough is related to stress or anything like that. So, okay. And that looks like all the time I have today for questions. So really good questions. Thanks for sticking with me today, guys. Be sure to sign up for the membership if you have not already over at essentialoilvet.com/members. And I will see you again next week, same time, same place. And oh, be sure to sign up for the free safety PDF if you haven't gotten it yet, essentialoilvet.com/pet safety. See you next week. Bye.